And we back once again. It's your boy Big Willie Styles, King, Big A. Hey, listen, we had fun this weekend, fellas. Am I right?
Absolutely. Had a blast, man.
Hey, listen, check this out. Listen, we was down for opening day at the big house. Of course, we did tell y'all that we was gonna be in the building, and it was a hot one, of course, but the house was packed full, man. It was a great atmosphere, of course, man. Uh,
109,000.
109,000, of course, consecutive. Was it 301
One,
consecutive 100,000 in attendance? That's amazing. And just like I said, that atmosphere and just all around it's great to be there. So if you guys was there, just leave a comment, share with us your experience as well. Also, we'll also invite y'all guys in and let us know how y'all experience it as well. We was actually looking for folks too.
Yeah, definitely was looking for 0-16. Said he was going to be there. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to run to him, but we did get to run into a few subscribers of ours, man. So shout out to you guys. You know who you are. We had a blast down there. Also to the new subscribers, we did some giveaways while we were there and gained some new subscribers. So if you guys are in attendance, just let it be known in the comments.
Of course, yeah. And welcome to the We Three Kings Sports Podcast. Um, let's talk about the game, fellas. What y'all think? Big A, man. Tell me what you think.
boy, it's just going to that place, man. It's just like it's just like I can't get enough of that stadium and just the atmosphere, just everything that's going on, and then of course, always being there with my brothers, man. My wife, my sister, so it's just a blast, man. The one thing I would say, like, like when you're out there in the concessions, I think they should put some TVs out there or something. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Yeah.
like if you can't get back to your seat in time, at least you'll be able to, catch it on the screens on the outside. Because them, I, and I was thinking about this. I don't know how you successfully serve 100,000 people, right? I think them lines is just gonna be what it is, man. Because it's concessions all around there, but man,
Yeah, it was packed to pack trying to get through people. I was doing a bunch of excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. It was just so packed, but it was all around. And like I said, it still was a great environment to be in, man. To be surrounded by so many people and so many fans, man. It's definitely an experience that we definitely will be doing every year because it's just being in that atmosphere. It does something to you. And to be honest, it's not a bad seat in the house, in my opinion.
mm-mm.
No matter where you're sitting. I mean, it could be, some spots where, that sun was just right down on people. I know that was kind of hard. It was feel like 100 degrees in there at some points because it was a lot of people and a lot of heat. But overall, it was a great turnout, of course, and a great game. Now, of course, we got to get into the gist of the game. So, King, man, let me know what's some points of the game that you want to give your input on.
I mean, it was Colorado State, so nothing that we didn't expect. We expected to blow them out, obviously. This is pretty much preseason for us. But the biggest topic of the game, obviously, is the unfulfillment of Mr. Cade McNamara. And you seen the press conference afterwards where it just seemed like he was a little snotty about the situation. Um, Cade had an opportunity to go out there and show that he can make some big plays down the field. He didn't take that opportunity as usual. Decided to do a lot of check downs, man. It was more of the same old thing. He only completed 50% of his passes that game. So we all know the situation where him and McCarthy, will start these first two games. So now we go into Hawaii with McCarthy, which I expect them to have a humongous game, which the Michigan Wolverines are already favored by 50 points. So, it's a thing for us to keep an eye on. I thought it was a huge letdown for Cade not to go out there and take advantage and show people, hey, man, I could put this ball down the field.
Mhm. Big A, what you say, man?
I totally agree with King. Just to piggyback off of it, because it wasn't like, people was not open. I mean, freaking Ronnie Bell was running free. Cornelius Johnson was running free. I mean, when you look at Cade, if you take away Romans Wilson, and that was a swing pass, you take away that, you really he laid a goose egg. He ain't do much at all. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that was a swing pass that Roman Wilson did all the work for. So it's like you could just tell, man. You could tell it's like, he know JJ. He could feel that pressure because, like you said, King, you look in the press conference afterwards, he gonna say the whole thing of him and JJ starting one game and another game. That was a shocking to him, But it's just like, dude, you want to continue to say, well, Cade take care of the ball and this, yeah. Yeah, but dude, we can't throw swing passes all game. He can't even hit a simple out.
Right.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I always compare Jared Goff and the Matthew Stafford situation. Yeah, Matthew Stafford throws more interceptions because he takes more chances than Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying? Cade doesn't take those shots down the field. So, yeah, of course it looks like he's the safe guy or, he's the perfectionist out there. Well, when you're not throwing the ball more than 10 yards, it's kind of easy to look.
Right. So with me, watching the game, Michigan scored 51 points and Cade was only responsible for 1 TD. And like you said, the longest pass he got was a swing pass in which Roman Wilson, took that one to the house. It was too safe for him to be in the quarterback competition, not for him to be able to make those reads. Because the thing about what they were saying throughout the training camp was no balls was hitting the turf. We seen 3 straight. He went to Cornelius where they was hitting the turf because he wasn't getting the ball and putting it in the proper text. And then there was one time where he ran out and threw it out the end zone when he had, Ronnie Bell or Cornelius Johnson coming across that he could have checked down to, because he's so fearful of making a mistake that he'd go with the safe route. And once again, like you said, Big A, you've been mentioning a lot of times, is that it's easy to key in on him because he doesn't run an RPO properly, in which everyone knows, listen, he's not a threat to run, so we're just going to key in on the running game, which
we're going to tear them running backs up,
which we still was able to get production thankful to the line and to our running backs, but it doesn't open it up the way that JJ does. So definitely that was his opportunity. He didn't take advantage of. He didn't show nothing different from what he did last season to this season. But I'm not saying that what he does won't get us where we need to be, but we all know, especially if you watch that Georgia game and how they dismantle Oregon, and we will have to face something like that again, what we need to get to that next level.
Yeah, what good is it, to get to the cup and get destroyed?
Exactly.
We need to be able to take that next step, man, and take, go into that next level where we're a threat. You know what I'm saying? We have to be a threat in multiple positions. We cannot just go out there and play safe football against some of the top tier teams in college football. That's just not how it works, man. We need to go out there and be unpredictable. And that's what you get when you get JJ McCarthy out there on the field. You know what I'm saying?
They won't be able to key in on certain elements because they have to look for JJ McCarthy to make plays himself. So yeah, definitely is something that we're going to be looking forward to next week. But while we talk, we do got a guest that, want to come in and share their experience. So we're going to let someone in join the Kings. Oh my God.
Yeah. You didn't realize who you was letting in here?
Oh my God.
Hey. Well, no, I'm not going to come here and talk about Spartan football. I'm disappointed, even though they won the game. I'm disappointed that the effort, especially in the third quarter, but I'm not going to get into that. I want to talk about. I want to talk. Big Willie. I always mess with you on Instagram every time.
Exactly.
But it's all love. But it's all love, man.
What? It's so good to put a face to him. he be harassing me. He be killing me. Yeah, it's good to put a face on you, man.
It's all good, man. But
yeah, for sure.
It's all good. You know, I'm a support Michigan, man. I'm real talk. I'm a support Michigan when it comes to other teams, especially when y'all play Ohio State. And I hope that Michigan does not, the way they play against Colorado State, I hope do not they play like that against Ohio State, against Michigan State, against, you know, other tier teams, top tier. You cannot sit up here like King was saying. You cannot sit up here like McNamara. You want to play like Alex Smith or something. You know,
that's why I say he is all the time.
And I think it's another thing. I think it's the play calling. This is the offensive coordinator. If it's Jim Harbaugh, it's that is a combination of something, because you got to take chances out there.
But look, Daryl, a lot of people saying it's the play calling, but we was in the building, bro. Yeah, this is what K is doing. He's going to the line, and he already have in mind of who he's throwing to. It's one way, and that's it, dude. Like, I'm telling you, it was flies and go routes on there. He just won't throw them.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, we can see it is if he's not handing it off, and if he has to throw it, if his first option is not there, he's going to check down. It's like with his ability not to be able to extend plays, it makes it hard, you know, for us to see anything. Now, like you said, it could be a little bit coaching. Like I said, it was Colorado State. It didn't take much to be able to get, you know, like I said, we scored 51 points, and it don't feel like we scored 51 points. And honestly, it felt like we should have had 77 points against Colorado State, to be honest with you.
And you're not going to play like that if you say, like you said, if you was playing against Georgia. So you see what Georgia did at Oregon, even at Oregon, they don't even belong in the, you know, conversation. But you're not going to play like that against Georgia. You can't play like Georgia, can't play like Alabama. You can't play like the Ohio State. You can't play like that.
Yeah, you gotta go out there and take your opportunities, man, and be a actual threat. Like I said, you know, I want to see McNamara take the same jump that we're watching right now with Jared Goff from the Lions. You know what I'm saying? Jared Goff has been taking some shots, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we want to see. You got to have confidence. You're the leader of the entire offense. You're the quarterback. You have to be the most confident player on the field. And I just don't see that confidence out there when he's out there, man. He's too comfortable taking the safe shots.
I mean, the man only had 138 passing yards. That's usually
from Roman Wilson,
and most of that was from the Roman Wilson play. And you get that 138 and a touchdown. Usually, that's the first quarter stats of a quarterback. So it tells you where, you know, okay, yeah, it's safe. We had a great running game, but you're in the QB competition,
right?
We need to see what we've seen out of McNamara before. We know he can operate the offense. We know that he can check it down. We know that he doesn't make the big critical mistakes. But what else? And that's where this year was supposed to be for him. Like, hey, what else can we see from McNamara? And we didn't see it this first game.
And you know, one thing I noticed, right, being there at the game, man, you see these receivers getting frustrated with him. You can see it because, man, like I say, it's people in the stands like, dude, how do you not see Ronnie? How do you not see Cornelius? And then when JJ get in, you can kind of almost see the receivers like
they pick up a little bit.
The offense flows better. I mean, when we got to run in the RPO with JJ, you got to respect him as a runner. That's why we gashing him up the middle like they was on that RPO. And, you know, them runs. I mean, look at JJ. He running it in for a touchdown, man.
I mean, just like we was talking about the other day, Big A, you know, from another standpoint, we're talking about recruiting here. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have top receivers wanting to come here to play with McNamara. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not even going to get the ball. You know, what am I going to – I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? When you got a guy with a rocket arm and that can run the football, that's an actual threat in JJ, I think that's probably your best option.
Yeah. I think definitely be the starting quarterback for the rest of this for the whole season. I think he gives y'all a better chance to win. Obviously, could win the Big Ten, versus McNamara. McNamara, the problem with the McNamara, the problem is he's not that great at reading defenses. He's not that great at reading defenses, and that's so he doesn't. If they in the zone, you should be able to know if that defense is running the zone. A 3-3-5, or they run a 3-4 or something. You should know if they run the zone, if they're playing man to man. He does not read defense on a consistent basis, and that's his problem.
One thing I was saying too, I was saying Notre Dame gave everybody the playbook on what you need to also do to CJ Stroud this weekend, because he can't read defenses, and that shows whenever he has a 2 safety high, he don't know what to do.
He was, to me, he came in overrated. Yeah. Like, you don't have them 2 first round pick wide receivers out there that you can just throw over the top to, and that was exposed in this game. So we're going to see what CJ Stroud is really about. Now, speaking of defense, we got to talk about the defensive side of the ball too, fellas. Now, it was a lot of questions about the defense, like how they was going to, replace the production of Hutchinson and Ajabo. And, the defense came up with turnovers and sacks. They had 7 sacks, which was the most we had, which honestly, it could have been 10. But, the young fella at the quarterback, he escaped out of the graph several times. So the defense on each level, looks good.
Remember I said this, Big Willie. I said everybody killing us with, they lost Aiden, they lost Ajabo. I said that this was going to be by committee. And I said we're going to have more sacks than what we did last year. It's not just going to come from 2 guys. Dude, we were literally like 3 deep on that defensive line, dude. That's crazy.
What you see on that defense, Daryl? Tell me what you're saying, man.
I see that. I see the Michigan defense is they're not as good like it was last year. But let's say it's one game. They play against Colorado State. I mean, then another, and they're gonna play Hawaii. I mean, let's see if that defense can do. I'm not saying they're gonna get a bunch of turn the ball over to other team. Saying a whole bunch of times. I'm not saying they're going to do what they did with Colorado State. Let's see, can you make the key plays and moments against teams like Michigan State, to Iowa's, to the Ohio States. Let's see, Wisconsin's. Let's see, can you do those against the top tier teams?
Right.
I'm not going to go into who cares about Colorado State? Who cares about Hawaii? Who cares about, I forgot who else Michigan plays after that, but cupcake team. Who cares?
Connecticut.
We know Michigan could beat them down.
Yeah, you kind of got to keep it to where, and I totally agree with you, and that's where I was getting ready to head with it. You got to kind of keep it preseason. You know what I'm saying? It's just like in the NFL when you're in the preseason, you can only hold so much of what you see out there. It's a positive thing, but it's Colorado State. So we should dominate them on both sides of the football. If we didn't, then I'll be okay. I'll be like, okay, yeah, we got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, you should dominate them on both sides of the football. So once we start getting into, that Big Ten schedule, and if we keep that type of production up, then we're talking. We got something there.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I'm looking at it, right, because like you say, it's Colorado State, right? But the thing about it, right, when the thing that I'm looking at when I'm coming into these games, right, I'm looking at technique, I'm looking at the designs of the play, and everything. Because guess what, you still got to suit up, right? I mean, Iowa just went against an FCS team and they didn't even put nothing on the board. You know what I'm saying? For everybody's standards, Iowa was supposed to go out there and blow South Dakota State out. You know what I'm saying? You still got to get out there. You still got to put them boots on, and you got to go to work, right? So the thing that I'm looking at is just, for one, the way the defense is looking. Like our linebackers, our linebackers from left to right, man. Just flying all over the field, from Junior Colston to Michael Barrett to Khalil Mullins, man. Just flying all over the field, man. You're looking at look at Sanders still, man, getting a sack, man. He locking up all over the thing. You know what I'm saying?
And also we got to realize too that Colorado State was supposed to come in with this
air raid
type of effect in which they barely did anything through the air. They barely did anything throughout the game. So it showed because they were saying, they're supposed to score 17, 24 points. We're supposed to have a letdown. We didn't see a letdown in the defense. Not until the fourth quarter when the third string guys was in, of course. So, a little play got over, someone's head. But overall, the defense showed up and took care of business as they supposed to. Like I said, we can't, get too hyped, like you said, Daryl, about, because it is Colorado State. But it's good to see a well-oiled machine of a defense going out there take care of business, something that we was expecting the offense to look like. Then that's where I want to say the offense was supposed to take that leap. The defense was supposed to take a step back. It was supposed to be opposite this past Saturday, but no, the defense stepped in, took care of business while the offense was still getting them kinks out and getting themselves together.
We left a lot of mouths unfed on that offensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, and I agree with all of you guys, especially you, Big A, because like I say, we're going out there to observe, to look at technique, to look and see if these guys are ready to go. And that's what we did see, even though it was Colorado State, even though they really didn't do nothing but throw screens.
And we shut that down quick. And that was the thing I wanted to see too, the adjustments, because we always talking about adjustments, because for a little while them little screens and swings was working, you know what I'm saying? But they adjusted, man. And I want to say that I know everybody was talking all this crap about Anavi. Listen, that boy, it's going to be tough to block that boy, man. You got to think about it. This man literally had 2 weeks with the team.
Right.
2 weeks. Coming out there getting sacks and pressures. Like you say, man, it's them sacks should have been in double digit. That quarterback had some of that soul glow on this jersey, man.
Exactly. So you know what, guys? I do want to be fair to our guest because he is representing state. We did say, listen, we're gonna let a little state talk come in anytime a guy comes in. So Daryl, we're gonna give you a chance to come in, give your intel about state, what you see, what you like, what you don't like, because we got a lot of state fans in our within our group too now. So we're gonna let you spill a little bit. But go ahead and let you go.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I watched like the second half of that game, and because I was getting off work. So I see an issue with the secondary still. I still see an issue with the secondary. In that third quarter, I just think that you turn the ball over with the fumble and then the interception. Peyton Thorne should not throw that football. He shouldn't throw that football. That secondary is still. I'm really concerned at. I'm not concerned about the defensive line. I'm not concerned about the front seven. I'm not. Okay. They're gonna get pressure. It's that secondary, especially when they play man to man. That's what I'm worried about. And if they play like that against Western Michigan, we know how Western Michigan is.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play like that against Michigan, Ohio State, and other teams, we're gonna get torched in that secondary. We can't play that. Offense is not bad. I think the running game is we still got a good running game. We still got good receivers. Peyton Thorne could throw the hell out that football. I just think that we just need to, still needs to work on, especially in our secondary and our defense.
So let me ask you, Daryl, what do you think, the production is going to come from when you got to replace Walker? That was a lot of production coming from State last season was Walker. What do you see on that offensive side that gives you that confidence that, we got a good running game and good wide receivers that production is still going to be relevant?
I always say, from the running game has always been there. Whether it's when Mark D'Antonio was head coaching, there was Michigan State. It's great. We always known of always running the football, and we always had a good offensive line. So I'm not too concerned. Yes, that's a huge loss. Kenneth Walker was one of the best running backs to me in Michigan State history, one of the best. that's a huge loss. But I think we still got the good off. We got the offensive line that can open up the holes for our running game. And we're gonna. I'm not too much worried about the running game. I'm more of worrying about, the offensive line is going to protect Peyton Thorne long enough so he can make, if he can't get his first read, his second read, or maybe his third read, maybe he had to go to his fourth read. I wonder if that offensive line can protect him long enough.
Indeed. So we usually do this on the show every week. Can we get a prediction out of you? You know, Michigan State. Do you got State winning that game?
Come on, man. Come on, now. Come on,
he gonna say that? No.
What type of question is that?
Right.
You know
I got it. You gotta be honest with it. I mean, after this,
October 29th in the Big House, man. Hey, I mean, I know we beat y'all in the Big House a couple of years ago. It was COVID. It was 2020. It was no fans in the stands. At that time we beat y'all, and it was a pretty close game. Last year we won in our house. Y'all had a 16-point lead. I was worried. It's like y'all had a 16-point lead, and it fell down. Y'all, that defense let y'all down.
It's called Cade McNamara.
No, I wouldn't say Cade, because Cade, that was actually Cade's best game that game. But we had
the knockout blow. They just took it away from us, though.
Yeah.
That defense let y'all down, because when Kenneth Walker gave up y'all, you got allowed 5 rushing touchdowns.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? We had a defensive coordinator who didn't understand college rules, that a team don't have to wait for you to substitute like they do in the pros. And you don't have to do that in college.
And State took advantage of it.
Get caught out of position because he kept trying to substitute from the long side of the field. Like, you can't do that, man.
No.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
You live, you learn.
And then the one play when Harbaugh was switching, putting JJ in every time with JJ. What the one
that wasn't JJ fault. That was Blake Corum's fault. He didn't know it was a run play.
Yeah.
With the fumble?
Fumble.
That fumble. I think you should have stayed with McNamara at the time.
No, it wasn't.
McNamara got hurt.
It was Blake Corum's fault. He didn't know it was a run play.
Yeah, and then McNamara was hurt, so that's why they brought JJ in on that. Yeah. We found that out later on because we was like, we just need to milk it now. JJ, actually, Cade was having his best. I believe Cade, that was his best game of his Michigan career. So like definitely he should have stayed in, but come to find out he had to come out because he was hurt to play, which that changed the momentum of the game with that. But we gonna see this year because I don't see that being the same mistakes going into this season. So Derek, we're gonna be looking forward to you coming on wearing that Michigan gear after this victory this year, right?
I tell you what. If Michigan beats Michigan State, I will wear a Michigan gear on the podcast.
There we go. And we already got bet with some Michigan State fans that we was gonna come in the gear too if they win.
If State wins again, especially you, King, especially you. I want to see y'all with some Michigan State gear. I want y'all put some respect on Michigan State.
I got a recyclable trash can outside. You know what I'm saying? You know, one thing I do want to say is that whenever Michigan State irritates Michigan, it's bad for State. And they done irritated Michigan. Them boys, they tired of hearing this crap. Tuck coming and da. Like, I'm calling it now. It's gonna be bad for State. I'm telling you. Listen, to struggle against Western Michigan, and Western Michigan was getting a little bit of pressure. I wouldn't say too much, but I'm telling you, from that D line on Michigan is deep, dude. Deep.
I agree. But
we played some freshmen last.
We all know, man. Western Michigan is better than Colorado State. We all know that.
Yeah, that's true to that. But we gonna see, man. We look forward to that date, man. And Daryl, man, we appreciate you for joining in with us, man. Give us your insight. We definitely welcome you come back in. Once down the road, give us some more Michigan State insight as well, man. We appreciate you for joining us.
Oh man, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate. Hey, you want to shout out? You got saying. Any social media you want to shout out? Instagram, TikTok, whatever you got, give it a shout out, man.
Right now, only Instagram page I got is I'm an Eagles fan. support the Eagles. The Eagles fan 2022. Looking for the Eagles. I want King gonna get me on this, man. King he gonna get me, man. But yeah, I want the Lions to win, but I don't.
Hey, you know what? That's a perfect segue.
King comes on the podcast after the game on Sunday when the Lions win. Like I told you, Daryl. I told you. I told you.
For sure. We definitely gonna be looking forward to that. Like I said, that's a good segue because that's what we're gonna be discussing next is these Lions, man, for real.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me in, and
yeah, for sure, man.
I wanted to talk. Like I said, I didn't come here and really want to talk Michigan State. I wanted to come in and talk, Michigan. And like I said, I mean, playing the cupcake, Hawaii this time. I don't know why it's a night game. It's, to be honest, the only reason it's a night game because Hawaii is 5-6 hours away from us.
Probably.
At least they can get watch Michigan beat them down.
Exactly.
Who state got next week?
We play. That's a good question.
Just know I already know the answer.
Well, we gonna win.
You keep throwing this cupcake word out here like if y'all really playing somebody because y'all got act.
Well, I know. Week 3 we got to go to Washington. Yeah. We got to go to Washington week 3 next Saturday.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a good test for you guys.
All right, fellas.
All right.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, with that said, fellas, it's time to switch over. We got a game coming this weekend, the first game, week 1 in the NFL, Detroit Lions, man. So let's go ahead and do our hat switch.
Of course.
We're going to beat the brakes off Sparty this year.
You had to add that one before we do. But hey, listen,
get that one off, huh?
Definitely. Listen, it's finally here. Opening weekend for the Lions, in which we'll be facing the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I would say, as I can recall, last season, Philadelphia came in to beat the brakes off of us, which I honestly believe that was the worst game of the season last year, was playing that Philadelphia Eagles team. But we're looking at a different team this coming year. And I know, Ken, you had a quick video in regards to discussing this 53-man roster as well. So you want to dive into that a little bit?
Yeah. We can dive into this roster real quick, man. First and foremost, obviously, no real surprises in the 53-man roster. Nothing that made you say, wow, how did that happen? We all love guys like Kennedy, Funches, but let's just be honest about it. With the position battles that was going on, it was going to be, next to almost impossible for them dudes to make the actual roster. So with a guy like Tom Kennedy going to the practice squad, you got guys like Jared Davis, you got guys like Jackson, man, who was an absolute stud at running back. It's nothing that we didn't expect. But on the flip side of that, with the 53-man roster, what did surprise me is how many, spots they carried at certain positions. Like, for instance, running back, they only kept 3 running backs this year. I thought for sure that they would, keep 4. 2 quarterbacks this year. You know what I'm saying?
Now, hold on, King. We got to.
Oh, God.
We got to talk about the backup quarterback situation. Now, last week it was a battle for who was going to be the backup between Boyle and Blau. We seen what Boyle went out there did. We knew immediately he needed to be gone. And Blau, he didn't really move the crowd, and we was at angst. Shout out to the Lions organization for not holding on to mediocrity at that quarterback position with the backups and got rid of them both.
Well, I got some breaking news for you. Tim Boyle is on the practice squad. He made his way back, and after Blau denied and ended up going to Minnesota, they decided to go with Boyle. So yeah, we do got Sudfeld, man, but
listen, that's fine with him being in the back.
Hanging around. I'm not even happy with that. He shouldn't even be on the practice squad. That dude, he's terrible, bro. He is horrible. And speaking of quarterback, shout out to Jared Goff, man. Big A seen Jared Goff at the ice cream shop while he was out at Great Lakes Crossing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. So we were coming from we was actually coming from Great Lakes, and we was going through Bloomfield, and my son was like, "I want some ice cream." So we looked up. The wife looked up an ice cream shop, and it was in Bloomfield off of Lasher, and so we stopped there. And I'm in there, got that Superman ice cream because you can only get that in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So me and the wife got that, and my son got the Cookie Monster. And so I'm sitting there, and this guy just walks in, man. And I was like, "Dude, anybody ever tell you look like Jared Goff?" And he's like, "Yeah, I get that all the time." And I turned away, and I looked back. I was like, "Dude, are you Jared Goff?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm Jared Goff, man." And I was like, "Man, that's what's up, man." And I was like, "Man, been watching the Hard Knocks, man, and all of that, man." And, I was telling him, I was like, I'm from Detroit, but I moved down to Albuquerque, man. I said, I rep my Lions hard. I was like, "Man, I think y'all going to have a good year." And he was like, "Yeah, I think we're going to have a good season, man. There's going to be something special." And, I got my ice cream and left out, man. And I told him, good luck on the season and stuff. And he was like, "Thank you." My wife was like, "Why you asking for an autograph?" I'm like, "Man, I ain't want to be a groupie,
That's dope, though, man. Jared Goff is known to be a cool and tempered person.
Yeah.
Out in public, you know what I'm saying? He's always showing up to things, showing up to high schools, football fields where people playing football. He's done that thing his entire career, you know what I'm saying? So just to hear, once again how humble he is, man. Even though he was with his family, he could have been rude, but he didn't, you know what I'm saying? So, but looking at this roster, man, that's what we have at quarterback. Receiver is the obvious. We have our 5 receivers. Quintez Cephas ends up towards the bottom of that list, even though he was struggling with injury, didn't get a chance to see that much of him, but we know what he offers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, they're simply on the roster because of what they offer, especially special teams. If you offer something on special teams, they got you a roster spot. That's just what we've seen. So nothing surprising. What you think of this roster, Big Willie?
Like you said, it wasn't nothing special as far as like people being cut and being released or sent to the practice squad or not. I don't see anybody that done enough to be able to move someone out of that spot. When Jared Davis came in and a couple other guys came in, didn't show much enough to be able to say, okay, we can lose what we already have. I finally see that, and hopefully with when the guys come back from injuries, we'll have some depth on that defensive line, which is something that we've been needing for years and that we haven't had is, some depth. So I look forward to seeing that. The roster looks good. I'm just, waiting to see how they all come together this first game. And, second year into this offense, I think Ben Johnson, he's going to be a hot coordinator in the making right now. And this is going to be a tale. Defensive wise, we know what we're getting out of Aaron Glenn and how he motivates that defense to play above and beyond. And I'm looking forward to this. And this is my key player for this whole Detroit Lions team is Jeff Okudah. He won the starting spot. He looked fairly good during the preseason as well. So if he can turn out to be that top 3 pick type of player, that definitely elevates this team to a level in which we're going to be competitive as well as competing for playoff position. So for me, Jeff Okudah is my key player for the Lions, even though he is a Ohio State Buckeye.
I did want to mention something else, man. Watching the press conference, Dan Campbell said today, when it comes to that coordinator spot, the offensive coordinator spot and play calling, of course, Ben is going to be calling some of the plays, but he still left the door open for him to call some plays. He said it's something that itches him. He just wants to call plays here and there. And I don't have a problem with that. If things aren't successful as a head coach, I feel like you already should step in and take over anyway, especially for your own sake. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this offense can do. It's definitely night and day compared to last season. And we're going up against the Eagles team, man. That man on paper, they're tough. You know, they were 9-8 last season. They added more to that roster. It's going to be a tough game.
I have them winning the NFC East.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, you know, they want Dallas to be heralded so bad, but I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning the NFC East. And this game is going to be a tale of how ready we are going up against the playoff caliber teams, how we compete, whether we win or lose. Trust me, I want to win of everything, but definitely want to see how we go up against those big boys in the first couple of weeks. It's going to be definitely going to be a tale for the Lions.
Yeah, this is going to be a good test for our offensive line.
Oh,
you
yes.
know, the Eagles, man, we're adding Jordan Davis, Kobe Dean, to already what they have, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. This is going to be a good test for our front line to see what they really about. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a good game. I just got that feeling I got a feeling we're going to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it, once you get that pressure on Hurts, man, you know, he can get a little rattled and want to try to run a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And like I said, when we faced a couple of running quarterbacks last season, and we did fairly well with them, and we didn't have anything. For instance, we played the Baltimore Ravens, man, and we gave Lamar Jackson everything he didn't want. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it depends on the pressure that we get. Obviously, we're going to have to do a better job coaching against the Eagles this season, because last time we faced them, the coaching just was not impressive whatsoever. And they mentioned that after the game themselves. So Vaitai is out. Yes. The Lions picked up, I believe it's Drew Forbes from the Browns. On that offensive line. But yeah, we got to go out there and get pressure. And on the offensive side of the ball, we got to go out there and we got to be quick and we got to strike, man. We got to take advantage, you know, whatever. Got an offensive line and you got receivers with some speed and some size. There's no excuses this season. So we got to come out fast, man, and we got to go play hard against the Eagles. And I'm expecting the Lions to come out in a close victory.
Indeed. Yeah. And I agree with you on that, Ken. I don't see us having to have those excuses this season. You know, knock on wood, we went through the preseason fairly untouched when it comes to injuries, and hoping going to the season that continues on with the healthy roster that we have. We definitely will be in, you know, being able to compete. Against, everyone, not just, the playoff teams, but the other teams. I think in every game, it should be be very competitive, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. As far as Hutchinson sacks first game, I'm gonna be pedestrian. I'm gonna say somewhere around 2 sacks.
First game. You'll get 2 sacks that first game?
First game.
I was going to say. 2 sacks, too.
That young man seemed like he's ahead of his time. Like I said, he looked even better. You know, he looked like he showed more, you know what I'm saying, within that camp in preseason as far as moves and athleticism. So I think he's going to definitely have an opportunity to go out there and at least get 2 sacks, because I think him and Chris Harris are going to be a problem on that defensive line. I honestly do. I don't think that was a fluke with Chris Harris. I think he's going to be even better this season.
Yeah, and definitely with, having that, of course, McNeil on the inside and Hutchinson working on the other end, it's going to open up opportunities for Harris as well. So definitely looking forward to that. Also, Big Willie Styles is going to be in the building to open the game too. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys down there at Ford Field, man. So if you see your boy, y'all better say what up, though. I'm going to have some things on me as well.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna have some things on them, man, just like we did at the Michigan game. And I'm gonna be streaming, so y'all look forward to that. I'm gonna keep that tradition that we keep every single year, and I'm gonna stream that first game. We're gonna do the live reaction to the game and everything else. So look for for content on both these channels, man. And it's gonna be fun. Like I said, it's been a long off season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it, man.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Like I said, once again, and you guys down at tailgate, let your boy know, man. I come up there, and, holler and share, a couple of dillies with you and some brats, like I say, and have fun, man. This is going to be a fun season, I believe. We not used to having fun around Lions time. It's always used a lot of disappointments, angers, and frustration. But I believe this team will be some fun for us to watch. Win or lose, I think this season is definitely, it has a different feel than previous seasons that we had before. And for me, for King, for Big A, we've been Lions fans all our lives. I know you guys in the comment section, you guys been Lions fans all your lives. Y'all know how we look forward to not going into the Lions season. But I think this year I'm going out on a limb and saying this season is going to be different. It's not going to be the whole, I hate to say it, the same old Lions spill that we get every year.
Yeah, we're witnessing, a Lions team for the first time, at least in my lifetime, be built correctly, what I'm saying, from the ground up. And, the whole that we received from the Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn era, Brad Holmes he's doing a pretty good job so far and bringing in some guys, some young guys. Like I said, we're one of the youngest teams in the entire NFL. So he's bringing some guys in here that, that's playing hard, man. That's, trying to get better. And let me just say this. Another thing, it is week 1 of the regular season in the NFL. Let's not put too many expectations on some of these rookies that we've seen during Hard Knocks, during preseason. Y'all got to remember, they're going to have rookie moments. They're going to have learning and teaching moments out there, whether you like it or not. So let's not hold our expectations too high for a lot of these rookies in week 1.
Of course.
Well, with that said, it looked like it's time to talk about a very big topic that's been going on over the last couple of days. There's been a power shift in our division when it comes to Detroit Pistons basketball.
Oh my God.
So let's go ahead and switch hats, man. Boy,
listen,
where do I start?
Donovan Mitchell is going to give the Pistons everything he got because they ain't drafted him. He had to go spend them ratchet years over there in Utah, and he is going to blame the Pistons for
that. Donovan Mitchell. Go ahead, Willie.
That just changed the whole landscape of the East, particularly in the division that we're in, because we're in the same division as Cleveland. Cleveland seems to be right now, a year or so of ahead of what we're trying to build and what we're trying to do, and they just jumped from their rebuild to now being a contender.
Mm-hmm.
And that trade definitely changed up some things for us as far as like what we need to be doing in regards to being competitive for the future, because Donovan Mitchell is young, and they got a young core guys over there in Cleveland that could definitely make some noise for years to come. And it's definitely, I don't know, it might have changed up my opinion on where I had the Pistons being this year in regards to record-wise. So I might have to reevaluate a little bit.
Hey, listen, Willie, I came for all the smoke today.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I've been hearing these things, since that move been made. Listen, I'm not worried about your 2 little 6-foot guards. You got to deal with Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham. We still gonna beat that ass. We're going to beat that ass at the guard spot. That's just what's going to happen. We're going to beat that ass at the guard spot. You know what I'm saying? So just like y'all got length, we gained some length too and some athleticism. So like I said, your 1-2 punch versus my 1-2 punch, I'm taking my 1-2 punch. I don't care if he was an all-star. I don't care about none of that. K's going to give his ass the business every time we see him on site. Every time we see him, you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. You got to deal with us just as much as we got to deal with you. So our team is a different dynamic this season. So like I said, you got a guy And especially with what I heard at the Michigan game, for someone who's been on the inside at some of the practices so far, Jaden Ivey is going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem, man. So you can look forward to that. And like I said, we have one thing that they don't tend to have when it comes to the guard spot and the perimeter: better defense. Our defense is better than theirs when it comes to on-ball guarding and from the point guard and the shooting guard position, just the wing players, period. Yeah, they do have Jared Allen. They got length, and no one's scared of Evan Mobley. I've seen Cade Cunningham post up Evan Mobley. Nobody's scared of that man. So, like I said, man, yeah, it's a nice move, cute move. You gave up the entire franchise just to get this guy, but my guys they're coming. They're coming.
You said that was cute.
All the smoke. Yeah, it's like I said, bro. You had Rudy Gobert, who was virtually Jared Allen over there in Utah, and you still wasn't the most successful over there. I'm not scared of no fucking Donovan Mitchell. I'm just not. Man.
Yeah, but the thing is that over there in Utah, he ain't had nothing else whatsoever. It was just him really putting up the points. So
we got enough.
To me,
we got enough for what, King? We got enough for what?
We got enough to be competitive against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, yeah. I thought you was talking about he had enough over there in Utah. Nah, he ain't have enough over there in Utah. But I think it was a great move for Cleveland. I'm gonna say it was a great move for Cleveland. And the one thing about those two guys, it was like, well, do you bring Claxton back, or do you make this trade and you bring a guy that's proven? We all know Mitchell can score with the best of them, so it's gonna be a good battle. It most definitely put Cleveland over. You know what I'm saying? So
well, it definitely changes Garland though. It changes Garland's opportunity with that basketball bringing in Spider. It changes that. You know what I'm saying? You had two guys over there in Spider and Sexton. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it wasn't the greatest relationship between the two because they both wanted the ball in their hands.
So but Sexton was hurt too, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about even when he wasn't hurt, it was already trade rumors out there.
Okay. So I want to address this question with Eye of the Moment said that Cleveland go all in too early. I'm gonna say no. I actually believe that pick was right on time. They got a young core.
To me, I did because you went, like I said, you didn't go. You wasn't even, to me, you wasn't the top 5 or 4 in the East as a Cleveland team. To me, you just wasn't. So I just felt like it was a little bit early. They were doing the process. They were taking their time. I just feel like it was just a little bit too early. I just feel like I don't know.
I don't. I believe, like I said, they were already basically, to me, there was a playoff team last year, correct?
I mean, what is that?
It was right outside the playoff. What's the next step? What's the next step?
Being stable in the playoffs. That's the next step.
Right,
actually being an actual threat, which they were.
But this is the thing you got to think about
here. Go ahead, Big
all they was looking for was another person to pair in that backcourt with Garland. And so my thing about it is you can't really trust the draft to say, oh, I can go get me another guy. Yeah, and the thing about it, they was already winning too many games. So it wasn't like they was about to go back into the lottery process. So all you really did, because you don't know how Claxton was coming off that injury, and you traded some first-round picks for a player that you probably couldn't even draft anyway.
Exactly. Well, I agree with you on that, Big A.
I don't know, man. That's just me.
Yeah, I think that was right on time. And honestly, I feel like after this season with the with our team, because I feel like we're going to be in contention, either, like I said, the playoffs or the play-in, that we should be looking to make that type of jump when it comes to the cap space that we have and the stuff that we have. We should be doing what Cleveland did this year, next year, in my opinion.
Playoffs first. Playoffs. We ain't Cleveland. Playoffs first. Our team, we have more talent as far as young players. We have younger players. We have more talent as young players. We need to get to the playoffs first. That's what we need to be focusing on.
But that's what I was saying. If this year, we're in a contention to be getting to the playoffs or the play in. What's the next step is to be contending in the playoffs, and that's what Cleveland is doing right now. Cleveland is saying, "Listen, we made the playoffs. Now we want to be able to compete in the playoffs and get in Mitchell, which you know what he could do in the playoffs. We've seen what he did in the bubble." I'm just saying, like, I think that was a legitimate move on Cleveland's part to go ahead and make that move. Like you said, Big A, the picks that they gave up, they're not going to be high lottery picks going forward. So what, giving that up for a player like Donovan Mitchell, like Spider is a beast out there, and to compare him with that backcourt and the young guys that they have, with Allen, he's a somewhat of an all-star, and then Mobley, he's a young big man. That's a good.
Allen is an all-star. He ain't somewhat of an all-star. He's
perennial. He made the all-star.
See, and that's one of my biggest things. I just feel like we hold too much weight in all-stars. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, it goes into their contracts, man.
It does go into the contracts. But like I said, Allen was an all-star, but like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But to have somebody of that caliber that has all-star qualities on your team, maybe if he's somewhat an all-star, but he's at that level to where he has qualities that can contribute on top of a young guy who's second.
Now here's my question. This is
the two backcourts.
But this is where I push back, man, with Cleveland. And the reason why I say this, Cleveland, one of their problems was depth. They did nothing to address that. Nobody, we see Spider Mitchell. I get it. It's Spider Mitchell, right? Nobody's scared of fucking Cleveland. Nobody's scared of Cleveland. Because you didn't make that type of noise that you probably should have made last season. Ain't nobody scared of that. It's like a one shot off with them. They're not a deep team.
But you gotta remember too, though. We gotta remember Allen getting hurt. And then when Allen got hurt, you got Mobley got hurt. Because we got to remember, before Allen got hurt, Mobley was that top rookie for a long time. Because he was benefiting with Allen being down there where he didn't have to worry about.
And also, and also, Big A and King, when you speaking on depth, King, Mitchell makes up a lot of depth. Bringing him in because the guy plays like he plays for two or three type of players. So it's going to be interesting to watch, to say the least, there, King.
So say for instance, Mitchell does what he's been doing lately. Say for instance, Mitchell has some issues and get injured. Where's your team?
Yeah, but injuries, that could be for any team. We got to always factor in injuries. And for Mitchell, he hasn't, I don't know how much time has Mitchell missed when he's over there Utah with injuries. So, I mean, that's always something we got to consider with any team. Like, okay, right now on paper, with them being healthy, they're going to be formidable. But of course, if Mitchell gets hurt, or if Garland gets hurt, or if Allen or Mobley get hurt, it changes a lot of perspective. But with them four guys being healthy, plus with them having Caris LeVert over there too. Now, if he's healthy, that's another factor because the guy can play. It makes things interesting in the East, and particularly in our division as well.
You got to kind of look at it though. They've been kind of doing this whole lottery thing, kind of like right along with the Pistons been doing the lottery thing. They've been in the lottery.
Step ahead.
And that's what I was saying. And that's what I said. They've been like 1 year ahead of the process of us, which they started. The process of rebuilding. Like basically, like when we around the same time, if not a year before we did. And then right now, I feel like they're doing now what I feel like we could do next year, because I feel this year we're going to take a significant step. And like I said, we should be able to be in contention next season or the following season, because like I said, the cap space we have, we can bring somebody that want to come in and see, okay, they just need one good piece or two. And we're gonna be banging with Cleveland these next couple years. I'm excited to see it.
What you got? When you talk about depth too, they got Caris LeVert too.
I just said that. Then I said that.
And they got Caris LeVert, and what else?
I mean, you talked about a guy.
I can put the mic out there with these crickets. What else?
How reliable
is Caris LeVert?
They still got Kevin Love too.
Kevin Love, yeah. The wily veteran. We got to pull up their roster, man. I mean, the front end of their talent is they're not as deep because of what they got in the front end. But that front end talent,
I just feel like we're built a little bit better for success. I'll just say that. Just because of the young talent the Pistons have acquired, I think we're just built a little bit better for success. They just, when it comes, we're talking about the East, man. You got to have depth in the East. You just do. If you're gonna make some real noise in the East right now, because the East is definitely much more competitive. So you gotta have depth, man, because you got Spider Mitchell, but there's plenty of teams that can match that same energy.
But you gotta think about it though, King. Look at it, dude. They made the play in with Jared Allen hurt, with Evan Mobley being hurt.
We made the playoffs with Blake Griffin and Drummond. What does that mean?
But what I'm saying is, we not gonna. You can't. You got to look at it with all of that happening. They made the play in, and then they add Donovan Mitchell and get their people back that's healthy. Come on, man.
And we also got listen. Even though you mentioned the depth, they potentially got 4 All-Stars in that starting lineup this year.
Okay. There's a lot of teams in the East that have multiple All-Stars.
I said 4.
I keep telling y'all. I keep talking about All-Star. I'm not in the fan voted awards business. That's not what
I'm saying when I mean by All-Star, I mean they playing at a good high level. When you playing at an All-Star level, you got 4 guys.
All-Star, right?
Garland was an All-Star. Allen was an All-Star.
Listen. Garland was an All-Star, right? Who's scared of Garland?
The boy, he's in second year, third year.
Who's scared of Garland? Who
wouldn't be? If you're All-Star, he can bring some fear to some folks.
Who's talking about Garland?
We gotta understand. We also gotta understand Cleveland's market also too, though.
That's true.
We gotta talk about that. But the thing about it,
though,
we talking third year and he already an All-Star. He doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Right. In his third year,
he reached the ceiling.
Ceiling? You think he already reached the ceiling?
Yeah. What more are you gonna get from Garland?
I mean, if the ceiling is him making an All-Star every year, I think that's a pretty good ceiling now.
He reached that. He reached his small guard ceiling. That's what he did.
he reached
small guard ceiling. That's
man, listen, that's gonna be interesting to watch how them boys play, how we compete. I definitely look forward to seeing, that matchup. Like I said, for years to come, because like I said, you're right, Ken. We do got a nice hefty backcourt ourselves now.
Yeah. We got problems. You got to come see us. We got problems to deal with.
But Spider is Spider, though. I can't.
Man, you got Spider, but we got Cade. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So and Cade's gonna get in that ass. That's just what's gonna happen. So we got Cade, we got Ivy, we got Sadiq Bey, we got Duran, we got some stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? So we coming, Cleveland. Get ready. Y'all ain't built for the long haul like the Pistons are. So we ready. We coming. We got a right.
We got a confident king over here.
I'm just saying, man.
We got a confident king.
We got a flash in the pan, baby. We talking longevity.
Oh, okay. Well, what?
Cleveland young too, though. You got to think about that.
Spider Mitchell, man. He is young, man, but the type of player 25. He is. I know he's 25, but the type of player he is, man, with these injuries he's been dealing with, man, makes me nervous.
He got some miles on him for him to be young, but with him, like you said, Big A, having to hold that load over there, Utah as opposed to where he's coming into, where he doesn't have to have everything on his back, which will cause him to have injuries because he has to carry a team, which he's coming to a team where he's probably going to be supposed to be the best player on the team, but he doesn't have to carry the offense when you got guys like Garland and
let's be honest. Let's be honest. Utah was 5th in the West.
What's that saying?
Who do you think scoring no points over there? Show that Rudy Gobert.
Who was, I mean, when it comes to the West, when they was doing that, what did they really have to face like that? Besides the top,
this was last year when they was 5th in the West.
Right. What was the Lakers last year?
We ain't got to mention the Lakers.
I'm saying, what were they last year? They were trash, right?
Yeah, but you got to also mention Phoenix, Golden State, Dallas, Denver.
That's your top 4 right there.
That's top 5. That's a formidable top 4 there.
I'm saying that. So Utah fell right where they should have.
And you're making Big A's point. They fell
he didn't
fifth
have nothing
with just him because I don't know, King, man. I know you was wanting to bring violence, but I think you're bringing a knife to a gunfight today, brother.
You can't. No, this is not the West Coast, bro. You got to have more than just that in the East Coast, in the Eastern Conference. You do. You got to. First of all, you got to play both sides of the ball. Second of all, it's not run and gun. It's not none of that. This the East. You got to go against Boston, Philly, Brooklyn. I mean, come on, bro. It's not that easy. You need more than just Spider.
And they got more than just Spider.
They got more.
They got more. That's what we're trying to say.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying, Spider zeroes himself out simply because these teams have something to match that. Like I said, on the defensive end, they're going to struggle. Everybody's almost bigger than them in the East.
I wouldn't say they're struggling. I don't think they're struggling defensively.
But you gotta look at it though. Cleveland still made the play in with just Garland.
Bro, it's the play in. That's
now
achievement.
And now with Mitchell,
that's a participation award. That's what
now with Mitchell, they're in contention.
Allen coming back healthy. All I'm saying, look, listen, I'm not saying I'm caping for them or nothing. I'm still a Pistons fan. I want the Pistons to kill them, but I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, "Oh, that ain't nothing." That.
And nobody saying it was nothing, but people, I just feel like people making too much of it. Like Cleveland was close last year or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Of course, adding Spider Mitchell to any team helps. It helps any team, but I don't like. Man, I don't like.
Look what Chuck's saying here. They were third before the injuries hit, so they were in the top 3 of the East.
Listen, man,
it's gonna be fun.
All right,
it's gonna be. Listen, them getting to the finals. We're not saying that but they just elevate themselves to be contenders in the East. How far along they get in the playoffs, time will tell. But they're definitely going to, make some noise. And we're not saying to be mid. Think mid.
They'll be mid.
You think mid? Big A.
Somewhere around 5.
I say they could be no more than the 4th seed.
You say no more than the 4th seed?
I'd say the 4th seed. They might even be higher, but I'm
higher than the 4th.
Listen, like you said, they was already 3rd last season, and we already know the chaos that the East can be.
If they was 3rd before the injuries hit,
everybody had the injury bug last season, man.
But you gotta talk. They lost a third of their starters.
Bro, we went an entire season without starters, almost. Besides what, Cade and Sadiq.
But we wasn't in no 3rd place neither.
Oh, that's the reason why.
But when we was there,
I'm just messing with y'all, man. Yeah. No, but on the like I said, when you look at teams like Boston, you're looking at Philly, you're looking at Brooklyn. Don't forget about the Bulls.
But I think we got something brewing.
You're looking at Miami. You looking at. I'm telling you, the East is going to be tough for them to get in that top 4.
But
those teams have
I got 2 points,
they have experience.
2 points. 2 points though. What Chuck was saying, they was already in the top 3 before injuries, but I think that Boston thing finna break up because Jaylen Brown did not like hearing that he was on the trading block. I think that thing finna break up.
I mean, but he been hearing that for the last 2 or 3 years.
Nah, but it was some. So if that trigger would have got pulled, he would have been out of there.
Listen, and like I said, the placement just because they're in the 4th place doesn't mean that they're good at the position that they make the playoffs in, being in the 4th position. Like we got a lot of teams that's in the 2nd and 3rd and 4th position that shouldn't have been there because, like you said, there were injuries and things of that nature. So we got to factor, all that in. But a healthy team
win a championship because
you know what I'm saying. We got to
fans if y'all in here.
Yeah, things happen. So, but a healthy Cleveland team, and with the turn, because we got to think about Brooklyn, they still got turmoil going on over there. Philly, they still got to get stuff, situated. A lot of these teams, they feel like they're gonna turn it on towards the end of the season, And Cleveland is just going to work their way into there because they feel like, okay, we're ready now, as opposed to these teams that we're talking about, like the Heat, which I think they're past their prime of being the top teams in the East. They're going to work their way into being in that position. Now, whether they be successful in that position of being in the 4th or 5th position, time will tell. But we know how the NBA goes with these teams. If they ain't got their mentality right or injury goes, they can slip up in there. Pistons can too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say something. Everybody in here, please subscribe. Make sure y'all all following our social media things. Listen, we 3 Kings. We trying to get to that 500, and I've been kind of working on something in the background. Even the fellas didn't know about this. I got something very special. We always talking about this. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, man, we're going to do a very special raffle, That's Chauncey Billups' autograph right there.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Hamilton autograph. Tayshaun Prince. That's his autograph rookie card. This man who just started signing cards, Rasheed Wallace himself, and then Ben Wallace. That's your whole starting 5 from our last championship team. We get to 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna raffle off some of those.
Also, we got some other things unfolding too, as far as like us getting those subscribers too. So definitely, listen, like, subscribe, and share this page, man. We definitely want to get those numbers up and get you guys in here to talk with us too, man. Like I said, we love chopping it up and kicking it with you guys as well. Hey, listen, it could be some of those coming your way too, because we're gonna be in attendance to these Pistons games this year as well.
And that's what we'll be doing.
Yes,
we'll be doing multiple giveaways at the game.
At the game, because we 3 Kings is going to be there representing opening night for the Pistons as well. So Big Willie might have some things on him come opening night as well.
Dang, look at that. What's in there, King?
Man, we got multiple Cade Cunninghams. Man, it's so many cards in there, just in this bag alone, and I got a bunch of bags behind me still. Y'all got to get us to that 1,000, man, and y'all got to see us. And
there's also there's going to be some ticket giveaways too.
Yeah,
to a high quality game that we get up there, y'all gonna want to go to. So definitely get them likes and subscriptions up, man. Tell your people, tell your friends, tell your boys, man. Come on in, chop it up with us.
Yeah,
and that's one thing we always want y'all. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all spending y'all time with us. We appreciate y'all spreading the word, and we just ask y'all to continue to do it. And like I said, we're going to reward y'all. Listen, this the go to work Pistons starting 5 right there. All autographs. Autographs. This man's stuff is so hard to get. He literally just started signing because we know how he is, right? He ain't about part of no system, man. So,
let me share something with them. I just want to show more than what we saying. We did a giveaway at the Michigan game. I'm pulling it up for y'all real quick. This was at the Michigan game where we gave away these cards. Charles Woodson rookie card
at the Michigan game. Come on, man. Come on. We know how number 2 around that building, what that means. Look, he's so sick. You should have found his own. You got the other ones in the stand. Oh, dang, I should have sent y'all this.
Yeah.
We gave away Aiden Hutchinson autograph rookie, Hassan Haskins autograph rookie, David Ajabo autograph rookie.
I gave out Amar St. Brown too, man.
We gave away tons of Cade Cunninghams, some TJ Hawkinsons. Man, I'm telling you, just whenever y'all see the fellas, I'm gonna try my best. I want to get to a Pistons game this year for sure with my brothers. So I'm gonna try to get there. But yeah, listen,
we do.
Everybody always talking about them go to work Pistons. Right there, get us to 1,000.
That's heavyweight right there, man.
Also,
get us to 1,000.
And we got, we have some cards, for you guys. And we also got, you see us, we're gonna give y'all some cards where y'all can go ahead and subscribe. We got the QR code on those cards as well, so you can just be able to pull it up on your phone, subscribe just as fast, man. Only 16, man. Listen, you know how packed it was in the big house, man. We probably couldn't find you if we all got separated to look for you, man. That
you know what we should do from now on to even, man. This is we're gonna start posting our section that we're gonna be sitting in.
Yeah,
that's gonna help y'all out.
Yeah, come say what's up, man. And we also have some T-shirts in production, so y'all can look for those. It'll be at the merchandise shelf up under some of our videos and things like that. So, and we'll give you guys a link where you can find those T-shirts as well.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll have another fun season this year, yo. This week 3 Kings, we try to do it big, and we try to have fun with it, man. But like I said, we definitely appreciate you guys for rocking with us. We got some final thoughts, King, man. What's your final thoughts, man?
Man, final thoughts is it's go time. It's go time, man. We here. College football is back. Lions football is back, and we getting ready to approach the preseason for the Detroit Pistons, man. So we are here at the Pinnacle again. It's going to be a fun season, man, for all 3 teams. And all 3 Kings will be representing all 3 teams. And we're going to have a good time this season, man.
Indeed. Big A, man. What's your final thoughts?
I want to stick to my prediction about, I said JJ was going to be the starting quarterback. But before we get into Big Ten play, and it's most definitely looking like that. Once again, subscribe, spread the word. We want to get this. We want to do these raffles. Like I said, we want to reward y'all, and we're gonna also make sure that we are more consistent on our end. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make sure that we stick it to them shows. And Joshua, I see you keep asking about that Drake London card. Yes, we still have that autographed Drake London card. We got a bunch of stuff. I mean, insane. We got a bunch of stuff. I'm saying it. Michigan, we back in the playoffs, national championship. I'm saying, Pistons. I'm saying right outside the play-in this year, and I'm saying Lions to the playoffs. Barring no injuries.
Indeed.
Injuries most definitely affect stuff.
Of course. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this upcoming season because I think it's definitely going to give us a lot to talk about. Lions, Pistons, Wolverines. I think this is going to be the first time in a long time where all 3 of those teams is looking to have some great success, in my opinion. And I'm looking forward to all the ups and very little downs this upcoming season as well. Also, got to make sure we do it. Still got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Culture Detroit, located at 19327 Illinois. They was also in the building with us down at the big house. Our brothers, like I said, these are guys we grew up with as well. So if you guys is ever in that area, in that the Avenue of Fashion down in Illinois, go ahead and stop in. Make sure y'all let them know that We 3 Kings sent you. They'll definitely hook you guys up with the special discount. He golf with the MVP. Yeah, he might be the team MVP, maybe. Maybe. But definitely looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to, him stepping up as well. So we're definitely going to have some fun. But also, like I said, we're on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you guys are. Y'all can look us up, We 3 Kings. If y'all have some things that y'all want to us to talk about, shoot us a message. If you guys want to come in and join us, shoot us a message. We definitely want to get you guys in here as well.
Absolutely, man. And that's us with 2 of the founding members of the Culture Detroit movement. Like I said, whenever you guys are on Living Noise in Fashion Avenue, make sure you look for Culture Detroit and stop by and say what up, though. Let them know that We 3 Kings sent you, man, and those guys take care of you.
Indeed, indeed. So with that being said, fellas, looks like I know you guys probably pay attention to that Clemson and Georgia Tech game, which is on tonight. I want you guys also enjoy your Labor Day. I hope you guys have fun this extended weekend. Enjoy your families, enjoy your friends. Have a safe night. We Three Kings out, baby.